Hi. Today, let's show you how you can do a contact form follow-up using our voice AI agent, Grace. Now, the tool we're going to connect today to Gridspace is Typeform. Now, Typeform is a web application or web platform where you can create interactive forms for quizzes, for lead generation, for contact forms, for research. But today we're going to take the case for a contact form. So let's say we are John Smith. We're going to contact a manufacturing company called Harper Manufacturing because we would like to produce some of our parts or prototype parts for our startup. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the contact forms. This is the type form or contact form of the business, Harper Manufacturing. So we're going to fill in the form right here. And we're going to fill in all of the details. I'll fill in my phone number. And I will also then fill in my country, let's say United States. Now, once I submit this will be sent as a webhook to Gridspace. Or first it will go through a make. So we can go straight into our make right here. And you can see here now we're in our make scenario, and it's now received the webhook from Typeform, and it's now waiting. So we have put some delay there. So soon Grace will call me up, John Smith, to ask me some questions, collect some information, and then set up a meeting with one of Harper Manufacturing's sales representatives. Oh, you should call me up right now.
Hi, this is Grace. I am a Harper Manufacturing virtual assistant. Thank you for reaching out to us. May I confirm that I'm speaking with John Smith?
Yes, you are.
Thank you, John Smith. I see you recently filled our online contact form. I'd like to ask you a few quick questions to better understand your needs and help set up a meeting with one of our sales representatives. Does that sound okay?
That sounds good.
Could you tell me a bit more about what you're looking to produce? Are you working on a prototype, replacement part, or perhaps a bulk production run?
I'm looking to create a prototype for my startup.
Do you have specific material preferences for your projects? For example, would you prefer plastic, resin, or metal?
Plastic.
Do you already have design files ready, or would you need assistance from our design team to prepare the files for printing?
I do have design files ready.
Thank you for sharing that information. Based on what you've told me, I'll connect you with one of our sales representatives. May I schedule a time for them to call you?
Yes, sure.
What day and time would work best for you? The first available appointment we have is today at 9 o'clock in the morning. Does that work?
Would you have any time Wednesday next week?
It looks like we have this coming Wednesday, January 29th at 9 o'clock in the morning available. Is that all right with you?
That sounds good.
I heard this coming Wednesday, January 29th at 9 o'clock in the morning. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you, John Smith. I've scheduled your meeting with our sales representative for this coming Wednesday, January 29th at 9 o'clock in the morning. You'll receive a confirmation email shortly with the details. If you have any further questions, feel free to reply to that email or call us directly. Have a great day.
So as you saw, after I, John Smith, had filled out the form, Grace was able to call me up, collect some extra details about my what I would like to manufacture, and then she was able to book a meeting with the sales representative for me. Now let's go over the setup so you can see how we have done this using Typeform, Make, and Gridspace. So in Gridspace, we have, of course, our bot, our playbook, and our call flow. This is our playbook, the script of the whole flow. We have our introduction for the assistant, and we're confirming, am I speaking to John? Yes. You're speaking to John, and then we continue to, I'd like to ask you some questions as you have contacted us before. We're also using his name to, for personalization's sake. And then she gathers some information here in the form fields. And this you can also choose the type of information you're collecting. And now we're just collecting like free responses. And then we're saving it in these tags. So these tags you can also send to the agent that is going or the sales representatives. So you can send all this information you can send directly from Gridspace to the sales representative. So he or she can have all the information they need. And once they collect information, she then sets up the meeting with the Google Calendar integration. So this is an integration we have. We have an appointment type for the question, the form field. And this is just a Google Calendar integration where we are setting our which times we are available and also the time zone, how long the meetings should be. And we're also making a custom event title and event description. And then afterwards, we are finishing up in the last node here with the end connector, which is an outcome connector. And here we have our call flow, which is the flow of the whole call. And we have our inlet node with our number. And then we have our voice agent node. We have our voice agent or bots. And then we also have the playbook set up here. You can also have a knowledge base here if you would like so. Now here, if you go into our Typeform dashboard, I'll show you how we do this in Typeform, which is quite easy. We go into the form we would like to use. So this is the contact form. And then we, of course, have the form set up here, but we would like to connect it to Gridspace via webhook. So we're going to go into Connect tab right here, and we're going to go into webhooks. And here you see our webhook is here, and then we would like to add a new webhook. Now we need this webhook, we need to get from Make, because you can make.com as a middleware. Make is a platform where you can basically set up workflows, connect many platforms together to use as a middleware to mediate information between two platforms. So if we go into Make, we can see here, this is our setup or our scenario. We have our webhook node, and this, if you create a webhook node, you get this link, and this is the address. We'll copy and we'll paste this in here, and then we'll save this webhook. So now we have a webhook here, which is then gonna, if we turn this on, it will now send out a package to Make, which we'll need to convert in Make. So if we go back into Make, we can see that we have our webhook, of course, in inlet, but then also we have set up here a sleep node, which is basically a delay node. The sleep node, we can set up a delay for maximum 300 seconds. You can also set up longer delays in other ways, but now we're just using 300 seconds because this is convenient for us. And then lastly here we have our HTTP request where we're sending the request out to Gridspace. So this is the post request. We're using the endpoint here, which is the start outbound session. This you can find in the Gridspace docs. And we're sending this a post request. And it's a raw JSON output we're sending out to Gridspace. And just to quickly go over the request we're sending a request here with our inlet node ID. We need this to trigger the inlet node of our call flow. So how you will find this inlet node ID, if you go into back to Gridspace and you go into Applications tab right here, by checking the phone number, we can find our inlet node, which is this, and we will then get the ID. And what is the ID? The ID is the last number right here. We'll copy this ID, and this is the ID we will use right here to trigger out the call flow. And then we're sending some tags, which is basically information to Grace for use. So we're using the customer name here, which is then getting from the answer we got from the webhooks. This is the package from the webhook, and under this you can open this and you can put in what type of fields you would like to fill in the fields here with. So we have from the answers, we have gotten our text with this name field. And lastly here in the JSON, we have our callback info, which is the phone number Grace is going to call out to. We're getting this from we're getting this from the answers of the phone number we've chosen here. So these are dynamic forms which you can use from the answer we got from the webhook. And of course, once you have set up the content of your request, we're also going to need some authentication. And we're using basic authentication for this. So we need our account ID and our master key. You can find this information if you go back into our Gridspace dashboard. And if you go into the account info under account right here, you can see that we have our account ID right here and our secret master key. This is what we will use right here to authenticate us to Gridspace when we're sending this request. Now, if you have any more questions about this flow, feel free to leave a comment below. We're answering any questions you have there. If you would like to check out more demos like this and see Grace in different scenarios, you can go on our website, gridspace.com, and check out some more scenarios there. You can also find our contact details there. If you would like to get in touch with us, you can set up a flow like this for yourself. All right. Thank you for watching.